prophet of doom. And I said, amen, because I am the one that will remind you of your doomsday, the one that will doom and destroy all of you. It's not because I probably have the power to make that happen. It is because while you are so blinded, confused, I am not. I can tell you the direction where you are headed. With Tulumbu. Those who are smart enough that can begin to sort of disembark should begin to disembark. Those who are going to be that stubborn flies that follows the corpse into the grave, they still won't hear. Now, let's take a look at the situation of Nigeria. That Morafoka is telling you that if Tulumbu fail, if Tulumbu cannot fix it, that's it. Number one, Tulumbu didn't promise you anything. Okay? Tulumbu spent over 6 trillion naira. 6 trillion naira to buy that seat. And he's already told the people from northern Nigeria that he owes them nothing because he paid for that seat. As for the people of the southern Nigeria, they shouldn't expect anything either. Whatever they get, they should take it. Right? Nigeria refineries are totally dead as we speak. Okay? Dangote refinery that is kind of doing is being sabotaged by the same Tulumbu and his cronies and all that. When Tulumbu said subsidy was gone, he knew what he was doing. At the same time, he may not have a full grasp of the consequences of that statement until later, right? However, he knew what he was doing. So when they suddenly jumped the price of your petroleum, which now affected everything, then surge your food prices, which has now caused a food inflation, where a lot of people are now screaming, hunger, hunger, hunger in the land, right? Businesses that are already dead and the ones that are dying. Those who had jobs, who have lost their jobs. The floating of your naira, which Tulumbu also embarked upon, just because that's part of the condition they gave him before they could give him money. The loans that they took, right, and never invested in any part of your economy, but looted, right? So they floated your naira, they valued your naira. Within a year, Nigeria naira, which is already in the toilets, further lost over 75% of its value, which then simply means, even if you are a very much hardworking person, no matter what you make in Nigeria, no matter what you earn, you've already lost 75% of that value, of that money. It is a trashy paper, a piece of toilet tissue. Policies are the things that destroyed Nigeria. And those who made the policies with Tulumbu and his gangs, right, they kind of are really, really cashing out, so to say. They are cashing out from it. And they are telling themselves that if you are suffering because they are using you, don't worry. Later, everything will come down later. No, everything will not come down later. Today, many schools returned or resumed in Nigeria. Students, children, they were supposed to return back to school today in Nigeria. And I can tell you this free of charge. More than 90% of Nigerian parents, ordinary parents in Nigeria, have sort of gotten to that squeezed stage, a stage where they were considering, should their children go back to school, or they should use the money to further sustain the family on feeding. Now, the choices has been like, go to school or pay for your medical or eat. What will you do? So Nigerians have been in that state. They destroyed the value of your naira. They created an economy that is, what do you call it? Economy that reduces your purchasing power. And in all of this, they were living the extravagant lives. You get that they are living extravagant life. 6 billion naira yacht, 150 billion naira private jets, 90 billion naira Hajj subsidy, 40 billion naira First Lady office allowance, 10 billion naira for office of Gbenga Amole for computers. What else? 20 billion naira for shitty man's house. On and on and on like that, right? All those wastages, and all of that, right? They are coming from the borrowed money, the valued country that you, only you, will pay for or you've been paying for. So 15 months after that, they are not disputing the fact that everything done properly. What they are now trying to say is that others wouldn't have done it better too. That things have to get so hard, so bad before they get better. And I am here to tell you, they will never get better. A lot of you are going to die of some preventable ailments, right? A lot of you are going to become so wretched. I've said this before. A lot of you who are still standing today, you are just one sickness away from poverty. It is called health poverty. Health poverty means you begin to, for those who have what to sell, you begin to sell your properties just to buy medication. People are rationing medication for terminal diseases. You know, when they say you have to use 2 tablets in the morning, 2 tablets in the afternoon, 2 tablets in the evening after meal. Meal, no day. The tablet itself, you can no longer afford it. You are looking at it and you're like, oh, I'll just use 1 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon, 1 in the evening. People are dying slowly, right? And those who manufactured Tulumbu built Lagos, Tulumbu this or that, they are trying to make you feel like, wait, if you no die, things will get better after 2 years. No, they won't. No, they won't. They promised the workers in Nigeria a minimum wage. A bag of rice became from 7,500 naira in 2015, jumped to 30,000 naira 8 years after that. That was last year. That was 15 months ago. Now, a bag of rice is being sold for over 80,000, 90,000. But Kolu made an agreement with the labor force, the NLC, that please don't go on strike because of all this hardship. We know some of your workers have not been able to afford to even transport themselves to work anymore. Majority of them can no longer pay the school fees or whatever of their children or the welfare of their children anymore. So let's talk about minimum wage or living wage. Despite the fact that in a space of 1 year, Tulumbu and his gang, listen to this one, Tulumbu and his gang, they have expended over 30 trillion naira, including borrowed money, that you cannot really say, where is the money? What did they use it for? Where is the money? Over 30 trillion naira expended with nothing to show for it, right? They now said, paying the workers in Nigeria a supposed living wage of 250,000 naira will bankrupt Nigeria. So they had a meeting with the NLC, the Nigeria Labour Congress. I'm just playing it back now, right? Joe Ajero and his own partner in TUC and others, right? They called a meeting. They said they had a meeting with Tulumbu. And at that meeting, Tulumbu promised them, Tulumbu gave them 2 options. Do you want me to pay you 250,000 naira every month as minimum wage? Or I will increase the price of petroleum to 1,000 naira. Ashwaju, don't increase the money, don't increase fuel pump price. So that is the reason why we are buying expensive food. That's the reason why we are buying, we are paying so much for transportation or paying so much to fill our cars for those who are still driving their cars, right? before Tifnumbu. We will take 70,000 naira, $42. We take 70,000 naira, but you promise that you won't increase the petroleum product anymore. They said, no, it will not be increased anymore. NLC came out to say that the same government that told you that they have removed subsidy. Do you know what that means? It simply means government don't get business with petroleum anymore. Government have no say on what happened with the petroleum sector anymore. That is what is called the regulation of the downstream sector, the subsidy removal. But they lied to you. When minimum wage was 30,000 naira and the exchange rate was 400 naira to $1, people calculated that and they said, back then, minimum wage was around $78 for 30,000 naira under Bukwari. So with that, when Tifnumbu came, that he removed the subsidy, he was supposed to be saving 420 billion naira every month for you, so that you can be you could be buying a liter of petroleum for 610 naira. So NLC agreed that they will continue buying it for 610 naira. As Tifnumbu agreed to pay them 70,000 naira. Around that time was the same time they floated the naira. So floating the naira also simply means their lenders will determine how much the value of your naira should be. And according to them, your naira is so trashy. You know what? This is what it's going to be like now. Your naira is going to be 1,600 naira to $1. Now, when you use that on the minimum wage they gave you or gave the NLC, instead of, when they give you minimum, we have increased minimum wage. I mean, in value, it should be more, Abi. No, it is GBT. 70,000 naira come to $42. Meanwhile, 30,000 naira was $78. NLC accepted $42. Despite the fact that the same government that removed subsidy as they claim, the same government has devalued the naira. Okay, they accepted it. A bag of rice, 84,000, and among other things that jumped up. Oh, you know something? They were lied to. First month, second month, there is no minimum wage. Everybody collected their salary. There is no extra. There is nothing. What's going on? What about the one you promised that you are going to pay us for 6 months to cushion the effect of the subsidy removal? Shishi, they don't give them. 70,000 minimum wage. Shishi, they don't pay them. They come the year say, NLC, they are planning to go on strike again. That Tifnumbu deceived them. How? You are so dumb, so stupid, that you are negotiating with people whose only agenda is to recoup all they spent in buying this. And that's what they've been doing from day one. They've printed over 15 trillion naira in a space of 1 year. I don't know how much they printed now. In 12 months, Tifnumbu and Kadobi, they printed 15 trillion 1 year. In 8 years, Bukwari printed 27.4 trillion. 27 trillion. Compare that in 8 years to somebody who printed 15 trillion in 1 year. By the time he spent his own 18 years, his own 8 years, he could don't print over 100 trillion naira. And you will never see. So, these economic saboteurs who promised this NLC, in order to quickly stop them from exposing that Najibiti na 419, the government of Tifnumbu, they started hunting them. When people said they were too hungry and they staged the end bad governance protest in Nigeria, Tifnumbu and his gang, they started hunting down Nigerians that they believe played one role or the other in that, including the NLC. They are charging the bad governance protesters with terrorism and treason. They are also charging the members of NLC, including the NLC president, with treason and terrorism. All of this is to say, even if the country is bad, nobody should try and change government. Hungry people won't change government. What do they want to take change on? They are empty stomachs. Or what? But because it is the easiest way to scare and threaten them into submission. As if to say that is actually going to work. So they started intimidating them. They started harassing them until today, when Ajeru was billed to attend a meeting of TUC something in London. He was to leave Nigeria this morning when the Dokbemu Stupid Service went after him. They grabbed him and they are currently holding him. The president of NLC, Tifnubu won't pay minimum wage. Many of these state governors will never pay it. Yes, nobody's paying any minimum wage to anybody. So right now, the best to do is what? Accuse everybody of trying to remove Tifnubu. So they kidnapped the NLC president today. And guess what? NLC, TUC, and the rest of them, they are calling on Nigerians to get ready. There's going to be a showdown. There's going to be a showdown. This is a tyranny. This is Abacha Pro Max. This is Abacha time coming back. Tifnubu is now General Tifnubu and all of that nonsense. Tifnubu had no plan. I have said that many times. And I said, the moment Tifnubu finally consolidates his hold on power, it is not just going to be like a tyrant. It's going to be a reign of terror. You are going to witness assassinations. You are going to witness people disappearing. You are going to witness trump-up charges. You are going to witness a lot of horrible, 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 horrible things. And please, don't even think about it. Election. Let's say you're the monkey. Election about. We need to come together and remove this person. No. You would have to come together. And break up that contraption. I'm also going to get to that part. I said, normally hunger should unite Nigerians. Share you get? Hunger. This is enough. Everybody speaks the same language when you are hungry. I am hungry. Do something. Ashiwaju. This and that. But it can't be like, say, the hunger uniting people is not really going to be enough. Okay? To break up Nigeria. It is the hatred that the likes of Tifnubu and Co. They used to gain power. It is that same tribal hatred, the tribal bigotry, the ethnic religious division. These are what will eventually break up that contraption, and it's going to be bloody. No, it's not going to be easy. It's going to be bloody. You are going to kill yourselves. You are going to burn yourselves. You are going to go after your criminal leaders. It's all going to happen very soon. And that is why the art of their Dokbemu Stupid Service kidnapping people right now is a welcome development. What did this guy not do? All because they wanted power. How many of you remember this thief? This guy.
Listen, it's not the Hausa alone.
All because of 2023 for Tifnubu. All because of 2023 for Tifnubu.
Listen, it's not the Hausa alone. The bigger problem we have in this world, the Yoruba have, is the Igbo problem. It's the Igbo problem. The maritime and then the judicial killing among the Yoruba race, Yoruba land is by the Igbos. Then when you look at the fake drug, it's by the Igbos. When you look at all the adulterated drugs too, it's by the Igbos. And when you look at all the fake things they brought from China, it's all the Igbos. And when you look at all the shops in the Yarampaja and everywhere, it's by the Igbos. And when you look at the Okotoko and all these things, even the name they are bearing in their village is different from the name they are bearing in Akure. An Igbo who did not go to school, who did not know his left from right, he's selling drug in Abulegba. He's having a chemist in Abulegba. He's having a chemist in Surulere. He's having a chemist in Ayobo. He's having a blood bank where they start blood and sell into the hospital in Mushin and in Yanupaja. It's Igbo people. All to bring down the Yoruba people. So the problem we have now is too enormous. That even to be talking about Wasi was a chieftain of Yoruba land. And when you look at it now, Igbo is looking for a way to be member of House of Assembly in Lagos. Igbo is looking for a way to be a member of House of Assembly in Ondo State. Igbo is looking for a way to be a member of Assembly in Oyo. What is the meaning of all this? And then they want to have the emir of Kano seller in Ore. They want to have the emir, the Seriki of plantain seller in Abeokuta. They want to have the Seriki of onion seller in Idimota. When are we going to run out of this rubbish? And when they are bringing all this cow in, they brought in ammunitions. What is the problem they are facing? So it's just like that. So they should not cause any trouble for now. Between now and 2023, they need to be arranging themselves. We're about going. Because when you look at the book of Exodus 1 verse 8, 9, and 10, he said, anytime the Egyptians are giving birth, the Israelites are giving birth, he said, kill all their sons. Kill all their sons, so that they will not join the enemy tomorrow to attack us. That's what he said. Then when you
you like it or not, I don't care. You know me, I am not afraid. You know why? Because if I say another Yoruba person I will support, that is the only Yoruba person I am saying. Hear me, journalists, if you want to write. If you want to attack me. I am not a bastard. I cannot be a Yoruba boy and go and vote for Igbo. I'm not afraid. I don't care. I'm not afraid. I have not eaten from Tulumbu money. I'm not asking him for money. And I will never ask him for money. I don't need his help. God is my helper. But I am a prophet. If you are one of the youths they are bribing, or some people they are gathering together,
bigotry. That is what will break up Nigeria. And I am very much really happy at home that those who championed it because they wanted power to rule over Nigeria and use this bigotry, tribal this, tribal that, even though some lunatics said, hey, it's their choice and it's their I mean, you cannot hold people because of their choice. At least some other people also voted for Obi now. They went to the gutters. They nearly destroy the century-old built legacy of the Yorubas just within a space of 6 months for Tifnumbu. And you see that guy, Tibetan Adeyinka, is a criminal. He's a 419. I mean, I'm talking about like a fraudster, Gideon, defrauding people in the name of God. And I'm not talking about collecting money like your tithe. I'm talking about proper fraud, where they defrauded people over 65 million naira in collaboration with the former the wife of the former military governor of Ogun State. If you know this one called Akintonde, his wife, they collaborated, right? These are shady people whose only stock or what they had to actually sell to push Tifnumbu's narrative for 2023 was tribal hatred against the Igbos, well pronounced. And they were actually a bunch of criminals, drug dealers themselves. So they dragged Yoruba so into it that 15 months after that, everybody is now holding Tifnumbu in the jugular for destroying Nigeria. This same set of people are now saying, we don't know why everybody will be blaming, why everybody will be hating Yoruba. Because Tifnumbu is president. How can you be hating? Nobody hates Yoruba. Nobody hates Yoruba. People hate the Ronukus. Ronukus, they do not represent Yoruba. Tifnumbu does not represent Yoruba. Now, I'm a Yoruba person. Who are the first set of people shouting a being power? Who? Yorubas. So what does that tell you? It tells you that Tinubu doesn't give a shit about anybody, including the Yorubas. So when people come for them now, in this whole failure, they quickly turn it into, we don't know why they hate Yoruba. These people are, they hate us. These people hate us. No, they don't hate Yoruba. They